In today's video, we're counting down 50 of the best dropshipping products that you need to be dropshipping in 2025. I actually have handpicked personally every single one of the products on this list, and guaranteed, most of these, you haven't seen them. So with that, we have a lot of products to get through. So let's just go ahead and get started. All right, so first up at number 1, we have a 9-in-1 drain basket. This is a product that's perfect for people that love to be in the kitchen and like to get dirty cooking. So this is gonna help people cut up their veggies and their fruits and drain the excess water while they're at it. Now, I don't know about you, but I do like to cook. So I know how much of a hassle it is to have to cut something and then transfer it over to a different bowl, rinse it off, and then wash it off, and then continue doing that with everything else that I'm doing. So this product is gonna make it a lot easier. All right, at number 2, we have a pretty crazy leap in technology, if I do say so myself. So this is a scanning and translating reading pen. So this pen, you're gonna be able to scan over any text and it's gonna translate it for you. This will definitely make my trip to Japan a lot easier, especially when I'm reading all of the different menus. Up next at number 3, we have a foldable fly trap. Now, this might not seem like something that's very useful, but trust me, in places that it gets very humid, it really is. This product would do very, very well in places like Florida and places like Alabama, places that have a lot of bodies of water that ultimately start to gather up with a lot of flies. Next, we have a giant clothespin hanger. Now, this is actually really cool. This is one of those novelty items, but it has a pretty cool wow factor. So traditionally speaking, you would see these in like these little tiny forms, but this is actually a huge one. This is big and it's gonna hold your entire robe or your towel. These are really cool and they hang securely from your wall. Next up, we have a waterproof diving case for the iPhone. Now, I don't suggest that you sell only for iPhone. I also suggest that you look for a few of these different variations for different Android phones as well. Now, one of the best ways to be able to market a product like this is by actually being able to test it out. So I'm not saying go ahead and drop your phone in the water and pray that it doesn't break, but let's say that you have an old phone or something like that that you don't mind breaking, or one that's already decommissioned. You can do a side-by-side test by dipping that one in water versus one that's protected with this. Now, me personally, I actually have a experience that taught me that water resistant isn't necessarily waterproof, especially when it comes to the ocean. So when phones first started introducing water resistance, I thought, oh, I could drop it in the pool and it was fine. I did it, it was okay. But then I dropped it in the ocean, and it's safe to say that that same night, my charger was completely dead. It would not charge, and warranty wouldn't even cover it. That was a very dumb idea. Never dip your phone in the ocean, even if it's water resistant. The salt will corrode the charging port. Trust me, that was a bad idea. Next up, we have an LED digital alarm clock that actually projects the time to the wall, the ceiling, or wherever it is that you point it to. This is a really cool novelty item that pretty much anybody can take advantage of, because everybody needs an alarm. Everybody needs to wake up early because y'all's got to get to work, right? Next, we have a white noise Bluetooth speaker. Now, this is awesome because it comes in the form of a little record player. Now, I've noticed a huge uptake in vinyl lately. So retro vinyl, or retro records, I guess, are really making a comeback, and vinyl players are selling out everywhere, which makes this Bluetooth speaker a must-have. Electric butterfly wings are up next, and pretty sure we all know that kids, they like to dress up, they have imagination, they like to play around. So this is perfect for young kids and toddlers. Now, this next product is actually one that I wish I had growing up, because it would have made stacking up dominoes so much easier. I'm pretty sure you've seen this online a few times, but it's a little train that goes around actually stacking the dominoes. So it'll leave them standing up so kids can just come and push them over. Next, we have a wearable bath towel. Now, it's advertised for women, but this can be both for men and women. This is actually something that's very convenient, simply because you don't have to wrap the towel around you and then do that little tying thing that you put it, simply because it makes it a lot easier to wear the towel around, or at least to get from the bathroom to the room. Our next product is going to be an electric nail filer. And if you want to advertise one of these products, one of the best things that you can do is kind of get down and dirty and get a bit nasty. The reason I say that is check out the social ad over here, and the first thing that you see is a huge, pretty nasty toenail. It's completely deformed, and honestly, it's pretty eye-catching. Like, it catches your attention, it makes you think, ew, but at the same time, it makes you look. And then let's quickly hit play, and then it quickly, right off the bat, shows you how easily it trims your nails. So this is perfect advertising. Something like this would do great on TikTok. Next up, we have a mini train oil diffuser. This is simply an oil diffuser in the shape of a train, where all of the oil is going to start coming out through the little pipes on the top. I don't really know exactly what they're called, which I'm kind of ashamed about that because my son loves trains. But you know where it goes choo-choo from? That's where the oil's being diffused from. Next up, we have an automatic water dispenser for your pets. A lot of the times people have to step out for maybe a day or two, and they'll actually leave their cats there with kitty litter, water, and food. This product pretty much guarantees that your cat is not going to be left thirsty. And same thing for dogs. It also works for dogs, except I wouldn't suggest leaving your dog alone for more than a few hours. A smoothie cup maker is up next, and I think I said that wrong. A frozen smoothie cup maker, I think, is better. So pretty much what this is it's one of those cups where you can put juice in it and then put a little bit of ice in it, and then you start to squeeze it around and it makes it into a slushy. This is something that you can actually sell year round, especially in places that it barely ever gets cold, like let's say California, Texas, or Florida. Next up, we have a few hooks that can go around the house to either hang up a robe, your keys, your bags, whatever it is, in the shape of some pretty cool little kittens. Now, this next product is actually a pretty interesting one, and it's very useful because it'll make your water spout outside into 2 separate water spouts. Not only that, but it also gives you control over both different spouts. So you can have your hose on one, and you can have another accessory or whatever it is on the other. Like, let's say if there's kids over and you want to have a water balloon fight, you can just simply turn off the one that has the hose on it and then leave on the other one to be able to fill up the water balloons. A ceiling duster is up next, but what makes this one different than all of the other ones is that, for one, it's scalable, so it can be short or it could be longer. But not only that, it actually has a hole in the center, so you can thoroughly clean the blades on something like a ceiling fan. Now, this next product is going to help keep kids and toddlers safe by keeping them out of places that they should not be in. Places like cabinets, maybe sometimes the fridge, or certain drawers. So this is a child safety lock, but it's a bit more advanced than the usual ones. So my son has actually figured out how to open the majority of these. So this one is one that he wouldn't be able to open just yet, maybe in a year or two, but right now he wouldn't have the coordination for it. So something like this is actually very useful for parents. By the way, let me do a quick pause over here and give you a quick bonus. So as always, we have our easy to reference cheat sheet with every single product that I'm talking about here. And I'm also going to have the link to each one of these products. So if you want access to that, just drop a comment down below with the hashtag Dropshipping2025 and let me know which one of these products, one or many, are your favorites. When I see that you went ahead and did that, I'll reply back with a link to the sheet. All right, let's continue. So next we have a fruit and vegetable washing machine. So it's not going to be a huge washing machine where you're going to just throw a bunch of different fruits and veggies in. Instead, it's going to be a nice little handheld one. Now, this is something that's going to be very useful pretty much anywhere you go, because wherever it is that you go and purchase fruits, I'm pretty sure you're going to be washing them. So this just makes that one step a lot quicker. Now, what I really like about this is the fact that you just fill it up with some water, throw your fruits in there, and then you can actually spin it and the brush just cleans everything. This makes it a lot easier to clean a lot of different fruits at the same time. So this really is one of those products that not only has a wow factor, but it does add something to somebody's day-to-day. It saves time when they come back from the grocery store, or before they want to snack on some fruits, or before they make, let's say, dinner with some veggies. A portable mini phone lockbox is up next, and this can be used for quite a few different purposes. So for one, it can be used to keep your stuff safe, let's say at the beach, so nobody steals it, or so it doesn't get full of sand. On the other hand, it can also be used to lock the phone from your kids until they start behaving. Take that from personal experience. Next up, this is for the cyclists out there. This is a set of LED lights to put on a bicycle. So really, more than anything, this is going to be a product to keep bikers safe, so that way people can see them at night. Now, these different lights come in a few different patterns, so you have quite a few varieties to be able to offer everybody. My favorite one is actually the ones that you see right now on the screen, which has little lines on it, so it kind of makes it look like its own runway. And it's these ones right here. All right, this next product, I'm pretty sure you actually saw it not too long ago in one of our top 10 monthly products videos, and for good reason. It's still trending, and it's really, really cool. It's a great accent piece to add to anybody's studio, to anybody's home office, or to just anywhere in the house. And this is going to be a floating and spinning LED moon lamp. Not only that, but it also doubles as a wireless phone charger. Next, we have a portable mini sealer, and these are actually really good to sell in sets. You can sell them singles, but most of the time people are going to be trying to buy these in maybe 2 or 3 sets for multiple purposes. Speaking of multiple purposes, we have one product that is a multi-use now, and this is going to be a hanger with multiple hangers attached to it. So that way your customers can save a lot of closet space. This next product is one that I'm actually going to purchase myself simply because I actually need it and it's very useful. Not only that, I'm actually going to start making some videos with it and see if I can sell it myself. And that is going to be a waterproof dog car seat. The cool thing about this is that it not only does it work as a car seat, it also works as a type of travel bag for your dog. So you can carry your dog around in it if they're calm enough. My dog isn't, but it'll definitely help out in the car. Now we have another novelty item, which is going to be a cartoon TV shaped tissue box. So really all this is just simply a holder for your tissues that looks pretty cool. It looks like a retro TV. Next, we have a pair of noise canceling earbuds with an LED screen on the charging box. This is really cool because you can control your music directly from the case. Next up, we have a product for the car enthusiasts, and that is LED underglows. Now, before they used to be neon lights, now they're LEDs. And for a while, they kind of started to phase out, but I've been seeing these more and more lately out on the streets, and people are just decking out their cars with these. Now, the cool thing about this product is that it doesn't necessarily just have to be for cars. You can actually apply this to pretty much anywhere that you need it to be. But in this particular case, we are going to be targeting the car scene. Now, up next, we have a product for those people that like to go to work, but not necessarily eat there. I used to be one of those people. Back when I used to work IT, I always used to take my lunch break and I would leave the office. I did not want to be there. So I would take my lunch and I would go eat in my car. Now, eating in my car was sometimes okay if I had something that was easy to eat, but some other times it would be kind of a hassle. So a product like this would have been perfect to have at the time, which is essentially just a mountable tray on your steering wheel. This makes having lunch in your car so much easier. But not only just having lunch, you can actually get work done in your car. Like, let's say you have your laptop, you can prop it up there and just get some work done while you're on the road. Well, not literally on the road driving, but when you park, or simply just put your phone on there and watch a movie when you're chilling. Now, another thing that I used to do after I would eat lunch, because I would have an hour-long lunch break, would be to simply just take a nap in my car. And in this case, what I would do is just lean my seat back and knock out. Now, this product is an inflatable air cushion that you can take with you in the car. And check this out. Check out how easy this is. So you can take it with you in the car and you can just lay your head on it and completely knock out. This looks so comfortable. But of course, this won't only be good for the car. This can be used in multiple different scenarios. Like, let's say when you're on an airplane or maybe even a bus. I wouldn't suggest using this on a bus though. You might wake up at the end of the day in a completely different part of town. All right, back to the pets niche. This next product is a pet carrier. This is primarily going to be for cats, but if your dog is cool with it, you can fit a small dog in this too. This is essentially like a baby carrier, but for pets. Now, speaking of accessories for your pets, next up we have a giant chain for your dog. So this is one of those novelty items that people like to buy because it just looks cool, and really it's going to turn heads. So check this out. Let's quickly look at one of the TikTok ads actually. So here you can see the massive chain, and then you see that tiny little dog. That's hilarious. So videos like this on social media get massive amounts of views. And that's actually a perfect way to be able to advertise this product. All right, next you have an outdoor air conditioner cover. Now, this is one of those products that's actually very efficient, and you don't really know you need it until you actually have it. So in my air conditioner specifically, there's always lizards that fall in there, and it's just nasty. It's like a lizard graveyard in there. A product like this would prevent all of those lizards from getting in there, and really from anything else getting in there. It really helps with maintenance and simply to also keep it clean. Next up, we have a hamburger nightlight. And this is a really cool lamp that kind of reminds me of the movie Good Burger. I don't know if you've ever seen that. It might be a bit too old for all of you, but the second part just came out, which I think did pretty good. I loved it. If you haven't seen Good Burger, I highly suggest you check it out. But this lamp reminds me of that.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
Now, up next, we have a product that's great for kids and toddlers that are learning to talk and learning to read. So these are going to be electronic flashcards. So this product is going to come with a few different flashcards that you're going to insert into the little handheld device. And when you press the button, it'll give you the pronunciation. Up next, for all of the lovebirds out there, we have a couples bracelet. This bracelet has two halves of a heart on each bracelet. And when you join them together, the hearts have magnets in them, which makes them join. Next up, we have a kid's smartphone. Now, a lot of people don't like giving their kids their phones for a few different reasons. One of them being they're very destructive and they're very dirty sometimes. And I'm not talking about the phones. I'm talking about the kids. So that's why a lot of people opt in for giving their kids their own personal device, sometimes an iPad or sometimes a different type of tablet. This is pretty much that, except in a miniature phone form that's not as expensive. And it gets the job done. Next up, we have a pretty discreet side table. So up until now, most people that eat at their sofas, they use one of those big tables that you kind of have to like build or put together every single time that you eat. This one actually just hangs off of the side of the sofa and it makes it a lot easier. Also, it's very space saving. Next up, we have a mini video camera. Now, this product is really cool and it's actually pretty easy to advertise. One of the best ways that you can advertise a product like this through organic TikTok marketing is simply going to be by creating a sort of skit. So one of the things that people hate the most is when somebody eats their lunch at work. So what you can do is structure a video where you put a lunchbox in the fridge and you leave a note on top of it saying, "I'm watching you, whoever's stealing my lunch." And then have somebody come in there, steal the lunch, they eat all the food, and then it cuts to the person coming out, taking out the video camera and finding out who it is.
Gotcha!
43, 42, 41, 40. All right, next up at number 40. I had to count down how many I had left to be able to give you the spot that you're currently on. So up next at number 40, we have a pretty cool set of speakers. And this is going to be a skull speaker. So this is essentially just a little speaker that's in the shape of a skull where the speakers or the sound comes out of the eyes. This is actually really cool. I haven't seen one of these. I think it's pretty dope, to be honest with you. Next, we have a case that turns your phone into a retro camera. Not literally, but it really makes it look like that, and it even gives it that little handle. So it's pretty cool, and it does help out with actually taking pictures simply because it gives you a better grip. Then at 41, we have an LED curtain, and what sets this LED curtain apart is the fact that it can be controlled through remote control or an app. So that way you can come up with tons of different designs like this Merry Christmas saying over here, or like this little elephant that they did. At 42, we have an indoor silent basketball. You can dribble this around the entire house and you're not gonna make a sound. Now we have a pretty cool piece of room decor, and that's going to be a peacock light. So this light is in the shape of a peacock, and then whenever you turn it on, the light spreads on the wall and it looks like the feathers of a peacock. It's actually very, very nice. And not only that, it's actually pretty compact. It's not as big as most people would think. Now we have a magic birthday cake candle that turns into a fan. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you have seen those magic birthday candles that you blow on them and you blow on them and then blow on them and then they just keep lighting up. Now this is not that. This is actually a bit different. What happens here is that it opens up like a little fan with the happy birthday message. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty different and not something that you really see out there at all. Next we have magic cleaning cloths. Now, have you ever seen those sponges that are made out of bristles, like middle bristles? This is pretty much the same thing except in a cloth form, and it comes in different packs. So you're able to purchase multiples of these at the same time. Now this is going to make scrubbing down your dishes very, very easy. Now sticking in the kitchen niche, the next product is going to be a corer. So what this product is going to do is simply take out the core of whatever fruit or vegetable. As you can see in this example over here, they're simply taking out the core of a pepper. Next we have a frozen meat thaw. So as a kid, did your mom ever call you and tell you to take out the chicken and you completely forget because you keep watching cartoons, and then next thing you know, mom's gonna be home in like 2 or 3 hours and the chicken's still frozen? Well, that's what this product is for, to save kids, to be able to defrost food a lot faster. All right, stick with me, we're almost nearing to the end right now. Next up we have an easy can opener. This is gonna make opening up different types of jars or different types of cans a lot easier. This will probably get my wife to stop calling me over to open up the can of pickles or whatever it is all the time. And then finally, last but definitely not least, we have an anti-gravity charging lamp. This is a really cool lamp that pretty much seems to defy gravity, but at the same time, it also charges your phone. And that's pretty much it. What did you think of today's video? I know the entire thing was on rapid fire mode. Did you like the way that we structured this video? Let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts. With that, make sure you subscribe and like the video if you found any value in it. My name is Mario with AutoDS. Remember to drop a comment with the hashtag Dropshipping2025 for the cheat sheet, and I'll catch y'all next time.